guys, welcome to Coach Dave Academy. We're gonna see my lap with the Porsche Cup at Laguna Seca. We're gonna see the entire lap and then we're gonna talk about corner by corner. Alright, now going to corner by corner. My reference here for braking is actually the area. I won't say a point, it's an area between this white line and the 4. So you see, I'm starting to brake more or less here, and my peak pressure is more or less here. So you see, well, you can just use the 4 sign as a peak pressure reference, but if you do that, you will probably brake too late. So what I like doing is thinking that I'm braking somewhere in between, and of course this aggressiveness depends on how deep you want to brake, but choosing those 2 different references is a good idea. So I brake in between those 2 references. Then we're going to brake, wait, and we're gonna very slowly start turning in. We don't want to choose a turning point. There's no turning point here. We start already like preloading the fronts and going very slowly as we are releasing the brakes. So you see I'm turning more. So it's really like there's no point where I suddenly start turning the wheel. It's really, you can also see how my brakes actually goes down ridiculously slowly, because that's how aggressive of an ellipse, a double apex, V-shaped aggressive trail braking corner we have here. So we wait, turn more, then power right in between the 2 apexes. So first apex, wait, okay, my maximum rotation point is here. Get back on power, and then I'm unwinding. So you see, after I get back on power here, people like to get back on power and then turn more. This is wrong. What you want to do is you want to get on power, and then now you're turning less already. We are already going to hit the second apex if we do it right, but we are not turning more. We're unwinding. Otherwise, you're gonna get a bad overshear. Then for the second corner, look at how early I'm already bringing the car to the left. I'm not going like this way, because if we do that, when you start braking, your car is pointing too much to the left, and you have a bad line. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing the car quite early to the left, and then I'm starting to brake in a way that when we're really turning, look at how we actually get super parallel here to the curb. Actually, I could even have used a little bit more if you see that I'm not actually using all the track. Look at that. This is probably 0.01, 0.02 here that I lost because I didn't use all the curb. Then again, same thing, very deep trail braking. You're turning with the brakes almost. Like it's still with the brakes, and then power immediately. There's no time for coasting in this car. power. And then again, same thing, when you get back on power, you don't want to increase the steering. You get back on power, you relax your hands with the light hands, and then allow the car to flow to the outside. The car already wants to rotate anyway, so you see, it really wants to rotate a lot. Little correction there. On the way back, make sure if you're using a little bit of the dirt, it's just a little bit, because if you use, let's say, a third of the car on the dirt, you actually get an off track, so be careful with that. And then here, same thing. On the way back, it's totally fine to actually touch the dirt here. Let me see if I can get this camera right. I slightly get the dirt, and then here I'm actually using a lot more of the curb, still not all the way, which means we can probably use even more than that, but that would be probably like 0.01, no more than that. Then back on power, little like touched a little bit the curb there. It's not ideal. You see how the car bounced it like twice. And then for the next corner, this corner here has a lot more grip than the first, second, and third corners, because you have the camber and because you're going up. So you're like, when you're doing that, there's a lot of grip and you can rotate the car a lot more. So make sure you brake thinking that you're gonna carry more speed for the radius of the corner than you would if the corner is flat, if the corner was flat. So you can see again, same thing, really aggressive on the trail braking. Patient, and then back on power quite aggressively, because you have that compression that will help the car turn. Be careful that at the end, like from here to the end, actually there's less grip because the compression is kind of done already. So you see it's a little bit flatter, and you get a lot of grip mid-corner. But then when you get out around here, there's less grip now. So the car's, if you feel the car is going to churn all the way until the very end, you may be surprised with the car sliding off at the end. Then for the next corner, what I really use as a reference is the 2. We can't really see the apex by the time we start churning in. So I start churning and then I see the apex, which means we have to use a reference that's around here. And in my case, it's the 2. It's not at the 2, it's in reference to the 2. I'm braking before it. Look, I'm starting to brake already. I'm already starting to churn. Well, actually, let's say we brake before the 2 and we start churning at the 2. Then we want to, you see, this is very important here. We have a corner that goes up, down, up. So on the up part here, when we start crossing that hill that falls right before the apex, we have no grip. So the car is sliding there. The car has no grip here. No grip, no grip, no grip, no grip. It's falling. No grip, no grip, no grip, no grip, no grip. So we have to rotate kind of earlier whenever you have no grip. But then here it starts to grip, and then boom, we fall on the dip and we have a lot of grip now. Lots of grip. But then this compression is so short that instead of giving you a nice grip, it just bounces the car and then you lose grip again. So it's not like you're really gaining grip. Like you get back on power and then the car bounces off and starts to slide a little bit. And here we have another crest. So like I said, we have crest, compression, crest. So there's no grip on entry here. Then there's a lot of grip for like 0.2 of a second. And then here there's no grip again. So you have to be careful with where you're rotating the car because of this dynamic availability of grip all the time. Then for the next corner, same thing. It's blind, completely blind. So if we cannot see what's coming, where do we look at? We look at where we can look at, which is in this case the 3. I know that there's a little kink in the crest to the right, so we're gonna brake and bring the car as much as possible to the right. In this case, I didn't bring it all the way to the right because I was trying not to lock the tires. And then this is good enough to go to second gear, turn in, and then realize, oh, I need more rotation. So I went to first gear, rotated a lot, and the same thing. We cannot see the track. What can we see? This. I really like looking at the last square of the curb, and then I use that as a reference because I want to kind of be here. And then at this point again, we cannot see the second apex, but knowing more or less where we hit this blue square gives me a spatial awareness of how the car is positioned and angled. So I change direction based on that. And what I really want to do is have kind of like the center of the car on the white line. You can use a little bit of the dirt, but it's kind of dangerous. So in this case, this was a fast lap that I did not use. And when you don't use the dirt, you end up being able to accelerate, to go flat out, almost on the exit. So power. Car was thrown a little bit to the left here. We want to go back to the right, but not too much. Look at that. I'm really not going all the way to the outside. I'm bringing the car, and then I'm already doing the corner because I know that here we have no grip. But right there, look at how the track does that. And because of that, we can actually see the entire track. Because we can do that, I'm going to stay here, and I know that the car is going to grip. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Now it's going to grip. Now I get that rotation. It's going to pull the car to the inside. And then you can even see me turning more the steering because I know it's gripping now. It's gripping, it's gripping. It's really pulling the car. Then back on power. I was already back on power a little bit before. And then here we have no grip. We start falling a little bit. So you have to expect over shear here. And then we're immediately bringing the car all the way to the left. You see that I'm actually not using this curve here because I know that the car needs to go to the left here for the next corner. The next corner has a compression, so we carry a lot more speed. It's very important that we prepare it perfectly because we're going to benefit a lot from it. So here we bring the car like early. Again, we have a similar situation where, let me put the chase cam so you guys can see the tires. On the beginning of the turn in, we have no grip. Then we're gonna grip now. Vroom. Lots of grip, lots of grip, lots of grip, lots of grip, and then no grip. Now no grip, no grip, no grip. Just because of the elevation changes. Because here we start falling. Now we grip on the compression and camber, and then now we're falling again. The compression is over, and then we start kind of getting light again. So again, we have the same thing. No grip, grip, no grip. Then bring the car as early as possible to the right to prepare this braking zone, and I'm braking somewhere in between the white line and the two on a straight line to second gear, and then turning in, trying to touch this red curb and getting back on the power to get as much grip as possible on the exit. I want to rotate a lot and really focus on the exit because we're gonna finish the lap and open a new one. And also you can use all the green here. Don't be afraid of using all the green and staying there. You don't have to come back. Stay there and then you come back very slowly. So that's it. This lap was a 1:23.323. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next week. Bye.